In this tutorial, we will demonstrate how to automate EC2 instance creation and set up RDS using infrastructure as code. To begin, we will log into our AWS Management Console. To do that, click on Sign into the console. Next, specify the credentials and click on Sign in. In the dashboard, we'll click on Services. Next, from the list of provided services, we find CloudFormation, which is under the Management and Governance. CloudFormation is a service that helps us automate the provisioning of EC2, RDS, and various other services. If we are unable to locate it, we can use the help of the search field, or if we have accessed it earlier, we can find it history on the left. Let's select CloudFormation. As we can see, we are provided with all the stacks that we have created earlier. Our task is to create a new stack from the scratch. So, click on Create Stack. Under the Prepare Template, we are provided with three options, wherein we can select Template is ready if we have already created a template, or we can select Use a sample template to choose pre-built templates, or we can straight away create a template in Designer. Let's choose the third option, which is Create Template in Designer. Next, we'll click on Create Template in Designer. The Template Designer page is launched. On the left, we have Resource Types. On the right, we have the Designer, where we can drag and drop resource type and map it accordingly. Below that, we have Property section. Since we are automating the provisioning of EC2 and RDS, we'll expand EC2 from the Resource Type section. Next, we'll drag and drop Instance component in the Designer. As soon as we drop the component in the Designer, we can see that under the Properties section, JSON is generated for the same. Here, under the properties, we can specify all the properties we want the EC2 instance to inherit. In the Designer, we can select the EC2 instance and click on the eye icon to add the properties. Likewise, we can keep the cursor in between the curly braces of properties and press the Control key and left mouse click. We are provided with all the properties that we can add. For example, we'll select Instance Type, and then we can specify the type of instance. For now, we'll not proceed with it. Next, we'll expand RDS, which is under the resource type. Select DB instance and drag and drop it in the Designer. Now that we have added two services, we can map them. If the services are compatible, it will create the map. Additionally, we can add properties to the DB instance. For that, we will go to the Properties section, place the cursor in between the curly braces, press the Control key, and left mouse click to bring up the list of available properties. To do that, select DB name and specify the name of the DB as TestDB. So, this is how we can specify the properties. For now, let's remove it. Once we have created the template, click on the Save icon and select Save. We can save the template to our local file or Amazon S3 bucket. Let's select Amazon S3 bucket and name the file as a sample RDS EC2 and click on Save. Once the template is successfully saved, we are provided with the location of the file saved in the S3 bucket. Let's copy the file location, open a new tab, and paste the URL. We get an error message since by default S3 bucket files are not accessible publicly. We'll go back to our Designer page. Close the dialog box and click on Services. Next, we'll select CloudFormation. From the Stacks dashboard, click on Create Stack. Next, we can paste the file location of the template in the Amazon S3 URL field and click on Next. So, these are the steps you can take to automate EC2 creating along with RDS.